Hello YouTube fans, this is Stump's Hot Rods. Today am going to give you an overview of the 57 Chevy Bel Air Wagon. In the future you will see me doing various projects on this car. This car's story is that it came from California where it was built. It might have been registered in Las Vegas first, but that's where this car came from until it came to Ohio. It was drag raced. Excuse that beeping. It was drag raced back in the day. Let me turn that beeping off because it's going to be annoying. It was drag raced by a family that had Chevy wagons, from what I'm told. They drag raced the Chevy wagons. They had a few of them. So this car was set up with a 350 small block, a turbo 350 transmission. It has a Chevy, I think it's out of a 69 Chevelle 10 bolt positive traction rear end. The hood that was, I have two hoods for it. This right here is the original style hood with complete hood with the rockets and everything. I have one that was cut out in the middle to fit a tunnel ram, which I suspect there was a tunnel ram on this car when it was drag raced. So this car is from the West. It does have your typical rust in the lower fenders here. There's a little bit on the rocker. Overall, it's a relatively solid car. The trim is all good for a 60-plus-year-old car. It has had a repaint in the past. The original color is cream, which you can see a little bit on the cowl there. It might be hard to see in this light over here, but it was a cream color. I don't know why they never painted this cowl, but that's strange to me. Whatever. That there is a original 57 spotlight, and you can tell because it has the rear view mirror built into it. The guy wasn't going to give that up with the car, but we said, hey, my buddy and I said, hey, it belongs with this car. You need to let it go with the car. And he wanted it because it had been rebuilt. He rebuilt the spotlight itself and put a new bulb and everything in it. So, but anyway, we talked him out of it because we convinced him that it really belonged with the car. To give you a better idea of the engine bay, the double master cylinder with power booster, that's a current project I'm working on. Another project I'm working on right now is replacing the hooking the heater core. I replaced the heater core. I fixed the blower motor tube. The vents, I put new cables on the vent pulls. I'll do that in another video just to show you what was done with that. So if we go in here, you'll see that I have the cables laying on the floor. You can tell that this car was an old drag car because of all the various gauges it has in it. Like, it's got a voltmeter, oil pressure, water temp. Those are aftermarket. it came with this little rinky-dink steering wheel. In fact, you can see that little steering wheel over there. The little rinky-dink steering wheel. I wanted the original wheel in it, so I had to repair the column because somebody hacked the column up in this car. It was really bad. I had to get another column. My buddy had a spare column, and we put it together, and we still got to clock this correctly, but it's for all sense and purposes in there. The horn, it didn't have horns. I had bought a set of horns, hooked up the horns. Turn signals didn't work because the column was hacked up too bad, so now the turn signals do work. As you can see, the heater control goes down there, and that's being currently worked on. I do have a spare original radio to put in here, so that's going to look nice to fill the hole in the dash, but I'm going to go with some kick panel speakers hooked up to a Bluetooth amplifier. So in here, the interior was all apart when I got the car. All the seats were in shambles. They were dirty. The seats were apart. They weren't together. The headliner was hanging. It had mice nest in it. As you can see, that is now gone. And installed some of that fat mat, the sound deadening material, up in there to replace it. These seats, as you can see, are not original. The whole interior has been redone at one point. It's probably somewhere back in the 70s or 80s or something, from the looks of the material here. Anyway, these needed a really good cleanup. I sewed some holes up in the seats, made them look as presentable as possible, and they came out pretty good. There was no carpet in here. I put the carpet in from a leftover set my buddy had. The door panels were all off the car and in shambles. The cardboard had been rotted out, water damaged, and so as you can see, I was able to save the original door panels that match the seats here. I don't know if you can tell, but this is all I took it off. I was able to tear the material off of there without ripping it, and I fastened it. I cut out the templates out of some Coroplast. So if you want to save some money and have a good waterproof door panel, don't spend 90 bucks on the cardboard replacements. If you can trace your old ones and reuse them, trace them on the Coroplast, cut the Coroplast out and then recover on top of the Coroplast. So what I did here is I used some of that contact spray glue and reattached everything on top of the Coroplast. These are off another car. These armrests, new material, matches this because there was extras with this car, which was super cool that somebody had forethought to save all the extra material. I had more of this material here, more of this material here. I had to do little minor patches to the door panels, but they came out pretty nice. And this is going to be a driver car, so not a show car. Maybe later on I will redo the interior, but for now I am just going to find a headliner, put a headliner in here. I might recover those visors. I don't know. We'll see. You know, make the dash nice and presentable. You know, clean the carpet up, etc. But it'll have tunes. It'll be a cruiser. I'm trying out those Fender Skirts for those of you that saw those. I just bought those off a guy online. They're not fitted properly, as you can see the gap in the front there, but I will eventually see if I can get the proper mounting to put those on, and then, you know, try to paint it to match the rest of the car. I gotta do some color matching to paint that cowl. So that's when I'll probably paint the Fender Skirts if I decide to run them. These wheels are new. They were a find off of the Facebook Marketplace. Really nice shape. Tires are practically new. I like the white walls. I think the white walls look good on here. Yeah, there's been quite a bit done to this, and the car wasn't running when I got it, so it just took some fresh gas and a new battery to get this thing running. The first test drive of this car, we blew holes in the mufflers, and it sounded like the whole car was shaking apart. So in the meantime, I have replaced and put exhaust on here. If you can see that, I cobbled together an exhaust. It goes out, it turns down right before the rear axle. So that should last me until I decide to put some true duals all the way out. Probably by a radiator shop, or excuse me, a muffler shop. So I do have, I was talking about the disc brake conversion. I do have the disc kits have been put on the front wheels. I still have to plumb the whole system. I got the Speedway Kit, if anybody is interested. The Speedway Kit seems to be an economical solution, and a lot of guys use it. So far, I haven't used it yet, but I have it mocked up. I have the pedal drilled to the proper position for that. Maybe I'll show you guys that in depth in another video. But this video was just meant as an introduction to the 57 Bel Air Wagon. Here you can see, one of the other cool things about this car is it has you can't see it because I have crap on top of it, but original like roof rack from the era. I don't think it was factory, because you can see that there was a different type of a roof rack on there at one time. But once I uncover this, I'll get it out. Maybe the thumbnail I put for this video will be a picture of it in the wild. In any event, yeah, this is the car I got. This is the car you'll see more videos on. Hope you like it. Please ask questions, comments, leave a comment, hit a like button, subscribe. There'll be more videos to come. Thank you.